Continuing coverage of a suspicious death in Leon County. LCSO has arrested 54-year-old Flay Rollins in connection to two separate homicides in Leon County and another one in Valdosta. According to LCSO, he has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Yesterday, the body of a woman was found at the 150 block of Bethel by Lake Drive. Rollins was identified as a suspect. During the investigation, the U.S. Marshals Task Force told deputies that Rollins had been located and taken to the Leon County Detention Facility after the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office in Valdosta issued a warrant for a separate homicide. LCSO says Rollins admitted to the Leon County homicide and told officers about another homicide he had committed also in Leon County. With the information given to authorities, they found another woman dead in Apalachicola National Forest. The medical examiner's office confirmed she was pregnant at the time of her death. Both Leon County victims were shot. They say this is an ongoing investigation and more charges may be filed. Law enforcement asks that if you have any information to please call the Consolidated Dispatch Agency, and that number is right there on your screen. Rollins has an extensive criminal history dating back to the 90s, according to court records, including illegal possession of a firearm, aggravated assault, and battery with a deadly weapon, felony battery, attempted manslaughter, and attempted second-degree murder, and many more offenses.